So I'm really busy with that secret project I've been teasing. Here's another teaser, by the way.
Welcome aboard, Captain. Hydra Online.
Okay, you're free to speculate about that in the comments, but I won't confirm anything. I decided to just make a quick video that I think a lot of people are going to be interested in, but also doesn't take too much effort. But let's get to it. Hey there, I'm Aci, and I will be rating all Subnautica Leviathans and concepts of Leviathans that never made it into the game, depending on how much I like them or how much I think they could be cool if they were in the game. If you want to do this yourself, the link is in the description, but also make sure to let me know if you think I disgraced any of the Leviathans by putting them too low, or maybe you think some of them don't deserve the spot I gave them and should be way, way further down. Let's get started with this original concept art. I think this is actually the first Leviathan concept that was ever made for Subnautica. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. I've always liked this. It gives me kind of Lovecraftian vibes, and for some reason it looks like it would be sentient. So I would love to see that in game, and I think it has so much potential, so it goes straight up to S. Now the Ice Dragon was loved and hated by the community. I don't think people could agree on whether or not that should have been in the game, but I always liked the idea. The design could have used a bit more love, but I loved the ideas of the abilities, and I think it would have been a great fit for Below Zero. So it's definitely a decent A tier. The Chelly, on the other hand, oh god. If you watch my videos, you know how I feel about this. It's just a giant shrimp that isn't scary and swims in circles instead of attacking you. I hate this Leviathan, and I think the Squid Shark should have been a Leviathan instead, not the Chelly. And yes, the Squid Shark is not a Leviathan, even though it says it in its PDA entry. That is actually wrong. I don't know why it's in there, but it definitely is not a Leviathan. Now, the bird Leviathan, on the other hand, looks super cool, but I feel like it would be another passive Leviathan like the Reefback, and while they look cool, I think they're kind of boring. The Reefbacks at least have like their own mini ecosystem and have potential for you to build a base on if they would allow you to do that, but I don't really see much happening with this one. So I'll just put it in the middle of the pack because it looks cool, but I don't think it has that much potential. The Emperor, on the other hand, I mean, it's the Emperor. The entire story of Subnautica relies on it, so it has to go into S tier, right? I'm a big fan of the Guardian Leviathan. I actually came up with that name in case you didn't know, and I'll definitely put it into A tier. I know we don't know too much about it, but I think the design looks really cool, and the fact that it's dead leaves so much up for speculation, and I love speculating about what it could have been like, or what abilities it could have had, and so on. The Frozen Leviathan is such huge missed potential. I wish they at least went with the idea they had where you would see it break out in the vision, but it's still pretty cool. I'm just so disappointed by it, I can't put it any higher than B, I'm sorry. The Gargantuan Leviathan, on the other hand, definitely has to go straight up to S. I mean, it's the Gargantuan Leviathan. It is so massive, especially with the mod adding a bunch more stuff. It's just, I don't know. I love this thing. The glow whales are also pretty cool, but they're smaller than I thought they would be from the original concept art, and they don't really do much. You can look them in the eye, and that's basically it, so they're going to C tier, I'm sorry. Now this thing is really cool. These are actually two concepts, and one of them has like a giant hammerhead thing, well not hammerhead, but like a spearhead thing on top, and the other one is this one where it's just empty. And I think this has massive potential. I don't really know why it would have two different versions, or if it's maybe a symbiosis between two different species, or if it just grabbed a massive rock and started going at it, but it really looks cool, and I would love to have this in the game, or at least like in a biome like the Twisty Bridges from Below Zero. I would love to see what this could do. Now the Ice Worm, I know it might be controversial, but it's the only land Leviathan, and it has a special place in my heart. I love the sounds, I love the anxiety of it just breaking out underneath you and swallowing you whole, and I love the design too. I have a feeling A tier is going to be pretty full here. The Gulper Leviathan is a pretty cool design, but I feel like it's a precursor of the Ghost Leviathan. It looks more natural, more like something that we could see on Earth, so that makes it a little less interesting. And it also doesn't seem like it would have any interesting abilities. I just can't think of anything from its anatomy, so I'll definitely put it in the lower B tier here. The turtle, on the other hand, I love the turtle. It could have been so cool. The big glowing things on his back could have been eggs or maybe something else that's related to the story. I just love turtles. I'm sorry, it has to get an A. Now, anyone who has seen my character, hello, knows that it's heavily inspired by Reapers. It is not actually a Reaper Leviathan. This design is a little outdated. This is actually what he looks like now. The mandibles are the only thing that's somewhat inspired by the Reaper. The rest is just a regular merman. But I love Reapers. They're my absolutely favorite Leviathan, so straight to the top of S. Like I said earlier, I like reefbacks, but they're a tiny bit boring, but definitely more interesting than the bird Leviathan, so I'll put them here. That being said, I also think the bird Leviathan needs to be behind the ice dragon, frozen Leviathan. The sea dragon is also pretty cool and has some really nice attacks and definitely one of the coolest swallowing animations for your prawn suit. So I'll put it right up here with the Gargantuan Leviathan. I just noticed that we have the Sea Emperor twice. I don't know why that's the case. So let's just ignore that and move on to the Sea Treader. They are the only Leviathan that actually walks, as far as I'm aware. So that makes them special for sure. And they poop out resources, which is also very special. And I don't know why, they just look endearing to me. I like their design. They are going to the top of B tier. The Shadow Leviathan, on the other hand, is such a mix between a massive disappointment and such a cool design. I have to give them credit for that. It has so much potential, but it's basically just a retextured Reaper Leviathan. But the design, it's so good! I love the Shadow Leviathan design. I think it's such a huge missed opportunity for some really cool stealth gameplay or something like that. I don't know where to put this. We'll come back to this. I'll skip to this one next. I've hated this design. I don't know what it is about it, but it makes me uncomfortable. I'm sorry, you're even worse than the Shelly. I don't want this in the game. It's creepy. The Vent Garden, on the other hand, is... Man, I like a lot of Leviathans, I just realized. The Vent Garden, you can literally go inside it. If only you could build a base in it, that would be amazing. But it's so cool. It has plants in it. You can swim inside it. It has to be an S tier. That's such a unique thing. Ghost Leviathans, on the other hand, are scary AF. And they're the only Leviathan that still actually scares me. With some exceptions when something jump scares me, but I'm so terrified to go into the void. It's just, no, you're going to see tier, I'm sorry. They do have some really cool sound design, I'll give them that. Okay, and last but not least, the Shadow Leviathan again. I think I have to. It is a massive disappointment. But the design is just so cool, it has to go to the bottom of S tier. There you go! That is my final tier list for all Leviathans and concepts. I probably missed a concept. Knowing me, I might have even missed multiple ones. I am pretty sure I got all of the concepts that were for Subnautica but not implemented. If I missed anything, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. I'll see if I can change this tier list. If not, I'll just make a new one and replace the link in the description. Also, let me know what you think of my tier list and join my Discord server. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll see you next time. Goodbye!